tomb of tomb. Give it up for our friend from the UK, Mr. Joel Sanders.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Hello. How are you? Good. This is very exciting for me. Before I start, I want to explain something. I was in Paducah, Kentucky last week. I had a week there. I'm lucky. I get all the good gigs, and I thought it would be a good idea if I drove to Port Charlotte from Paducah. And the reason I thought it would be a good idea is I looked at my map in England, and the difference from Paducah to Port Charlotte is about 3 inches. All right. Now, in England, if you've been to England, you'll notice on an English map, 3 inches, about a 45-minute drive. Picked up my car at Paducah Airport, 45 minutes later, I'm still in Paducah Airport. And I've got to thank Mark, who you haven't met. Mark is the owner here. He promised me while I was here in Port Charlotte, he'd put me up in a nice hotel, right close to where all the nightlife is, where all the excitement is. And I'm having a great time in Arcadia. My first show on this tour, I was in New York City. New York City. You been to New York, madam? No, let me tell you. Are you from New York? Fantastic. Well, something happened that I've never seen happen in an English comedy club. The first comedian, he came on stage and he said to the audience, he said, "Is New York in the house?" Like that. And the whole crowd started barking. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Like that. I thought, this is really good. I like this. I was excited. Next night, Philadelphia, the same thing. The comedian comes out, "Philadelphia, you in the house?" And again, the whole audience, oh. So just before we really start, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to ask, is Port Charlotte in the house? It's going to be a tough show. No, it's not. My first impression, this is lovely. It's a very optimistic audience. Optimistic. Would you agree with that, madam? Yes, it's probably easy just to nod and agree, usually. My uncle would have loved this. All his life, my uncle, he had a saying, used to say, always turn a negative into a positive. That was my uncle's favourite saying. Ironically, that's actually what killed him. He was an electrician. I'm a little bit shaky today. I'm going to share something. I called my mother in England earlier on. Somebody, earlier this week, this is true, tried to mug my grandmother, who is 82 years old. She was in a park, on her own, in a park. She's quite fit, she's healthy, and a young man, about 20 years old, came up to her and just went, "Oi, money, give me your money. I want your money." Right? But my granny, she's actually really smart, and she didn't get intimidated. She just pretended she was a bit crazy. She looked at him and she went, oh, hello. I'm Barbara. What's your name? It's really nice to meet you. And the guy, he got all confused and he didn't mug her. And the best bit was, 5 minutes later, he was going, "My money's gone." So, Florida. Let's talk about Florida a bit. I've been to Florida a few times. I have never seen anywhere in my life that has more places that sound like sexual things as Florida. There's some quite nice gentle ones to start with. There's a place called Kissimmee. I quite like that. It's nice, isn't it? Kissimmee. Ooh, nice. There's a place on the East Coast, Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? Daytona Beach. Yes, please. Will there be blowjobs? It sounds lovely, doesn't it? It sounds nice. There's a Jacksonville. Is there a Jacksonville? Is there one? I don't know. Is there? There's actually a sanitary towel theme just north of here. A place called Tampax. It's not quite Tampax, it's one letter short. Tampax. Just north of Tampax, just north, Tampon Strings. It's on the map, I've seen it. I believe this place. And if I ever make my point clear enough, there's actually a theme park in Florida called Busch Gardens. I can't believe it. It's extraordinary, isn't it, sir? I know. I've actually been there. I've been to there. Have you been to the Busch Gardens, sir? Have you? You haven't been, madam? But you have. How long have you two been together? This is interesting already. Who did you go to Busch Gardens with? It wasn't this beautiful lady who's holding on to you as we speak. What's that? Have you understood a word I've said, sir? This is an English accent, yeah? It's not Spanish. How are you, sir? I'm Joel. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Ryan. Where are you from, Ryan? Well, Rhode Island, okay. People don't talk like this in Rhode Island, I take it. Okay, this is an English accent. I'm pointing it out because about 6 times a day while I'm in this country, people will stop me and they'll say, "What part of Australia are you from?" That's nothing. When I checked into my hotel, the woman who checked me in said, "Oh, I love the way you speak." I said, thank you very much. Why is that? And she said, "Because you remind me of the lizard." Sometimes to understand the way people speak here. When I was in Kentucky, I'll do it for you. I tried to find. I had to get to the mall, and I asked somebody directions. And this is what I heard. I can't do the voice. I'll do it as best as I can. Right? Guy says to me, he's from Kentucky. He's right. "What you's gonna do? You's gonna go up that street there. You's gonna go up that street. You's gonna get to our hop. You's gonna get to our hop. When you get to our hop, you's gonna do a ride, and the mall's gonna be down there." So I'm driving down the street and I'm looking out. I'm looking out for R-Hop. I'm not looking for IHOP. I'm not looking out for the International House of Pancakes, because this man very specifically said I turned right once I passed R-Hop. So I'm looking out for the Redneck House of Pancakes. That's what I'm looking for. So we were talking about Busch Gardens, weren't we, sir? And you've been to Busch Gardens. What did you pay to get in? You don't remember. Well, let me tell you. Have you been to Busch Gardens? I'm sorry? 60? Are you from Florida? That's why you only paid 60. You've got the Florida resident discount. $85 they charged me. $85. And when I went on a ride, they wouldn't let me just walk off the ride. They force you, they push you into the gift shop. I went to the toilet at Busch Gardens. When I came out, they tried to sell me a photograph of my experience. I've got a picture of me having a pee-pee on a keyring. Hello, sir. How are you? What's your name? Lewis. Where are you from, Lewis? Arcadia. Was that your horse in the parking lot? Nice to meet you again, sir. Lovely. What do you do in Arcadia, Lewis? You're in medicine. Imagine there's a lot of need for that. Rickets and all that kind of thing. Have you been to Ripley's, Lewis? Ripley's in Orlando? I went to Ripley's. Have you been to this piece of shit museum? Have you been? $19.99 to get in. $19.99 to get into Ripley's. Believe it or not, that's what they charge. I've had a few interesting things in Port Charlotte happen to me. I went to your Walmart. I can't believe this. You go to Port Charlotte Walmart. Walmart. I'll translate for you as I go along. You go to Walmart, you can get your hair cut in Walmart. Can't you, sir? You can. When I was a child, when I was growing up, that's what you would say if another kid came into school with a shitty haircut. You get your hair cut in Walmart. Charlotte, they can't say that. They've been denied the opportunity to talk to their friends with that jibe. They can't say it. You get your hair cut in Walmart. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Your mama